And I think after that it was, not a lot of positives were accomplished. 24 turnovers, 38 points, 28 fast break points, and we missed a ton of free throws. So, lots to work on.
It's preseason, and there's 6 months in the regular season. Oftentimes, the first month of the season is still preseason for a lot of squads. What's your concern level right now with how things are going in the preseason games?
Well, right now, obviously, we're doing some good things when we have our guys out there, our main guys. And obviously, when we go to our bench, sometimes that hasn't gone as well as we would have hoped. The turnovers have been an issue probably in 3 of the 4 games now, 2 games against Boston and tonight. But again, no Jamal, no Nicole, no Russ. 3 of our top 6 players out tonight against the #1 seed in the West. So I did like the beginning of the game. I liked how that group played on both ends of the floor. Did a lot of good things. And obviously, you're playing some guys, down the stretch that, you're trying to see what they're capable of doing. And unfortunately, that group has struggled a little bit. And, that's on them. That's on me to help them more.
Michael, what do you make of MPJ's offensive approach on a night where he's playing without Jamal and Joker?
Well, I don't think his approach should change, regardless of who he's playing with. I think Michael should be aggressive. We're going to need him to be aggressive, shoot the ball, and I thought in that first quarter, I thought he did a pretty good job of making plays, moving without it, and I liked his aggression. But I would hope that would be whether Nicole and Jamal are out there or not, because that's the best version of Michael Porter is when he is aggressive.
The defensive concerns, are they different? Because it seems like sometimes it's more defending in transition, sometimes it's on rotation, sometimes it's on the ball. What are some things, are they different tonight, or are they the same concerns?
Well, obviously, they made 17 threes, so the three-point defense has been horrendous this preseason. And, you identify a guy like Isaiah Joe, who is a guy you have to really key in on coming off the bench, and he goes 4 of 8. So obviously we dropped the ball there. Shea, Jalen Williams, Chet, those guys are really good players, could have done a better job there. But, I think it's probably all the above, right now defensively. I mentioned pregame, what was my biggest concern? Can we take care of the ball and keep them out of transition? And we failed miserably in that regard. 24 turnovers for 38 points is not going to win you anything. So that's a concern as well. Our inability to value the ball, which leads to porous transition defense. And then in the half court, we're just not able to sit down and guard anybody right now. And when you don't have, a great shot blocker in that back line, you have to be able to sit down and guard and contain. So, there's definitely concerns right now. And we have one more preseason game, then a week to get ready for opening night.
Michael, question for Canal Plus Africa. Would you say that after what happened last season, there's a feeling of revenge that fuels the team and that fuels you for this season?
I haven't seen it.
One more question. You wish you would see it?
We'll see.
What do you hope to see from Julian Stawther when he has opportunities to be the primary ball handler out there?
Yeah, I tell you, man, that's asking a lot of CB and Julian to go against that backcourt defensively. I think they were top 4 in both offense and defense last year. Those guys, we tried to stress, you cannot play off the bounce tonight. You got to trust the pass and get off the dribble, because they are great with their hands. And then you add Caruso, that make them even that much more of a great defensive team. Julian's aggressive. He's trying to make plays. He's trying to get downhill. And now you're tasking him with the responsibility of running his team and making plays for other people. And that's not a natural position for him. But I think repetitions and experiences like tonight can only help, because that was a hell of a test for him and CB and Trey. Think about that, a young kid coming off the bench and playing against some of the guys he played against tonight. So, listen, man, there's no panic. Are there concerns? Of course there are. We have lots of areas that we can improve upon, but I know that when we're fully healthy and we have our guys playing, I know what this team is capable of, and it's my job in this next 9 days to help us get there, for opening night and as we approach that regular season. And, I look forward to that challenge.
Thank you, Coach.
Thanks, everybody.
We'll do Julian and Trey in here.
Trey, that is a tall task against that OKC defense. What do you think you learned out there against them?
Yeah, I think as a player, as a rookie, I think I learned a lot about, just playing at your own pace, not letting those guys speed you up. Obviously, we had a lot of turnovers, including me. But I think that, it just comes with time. I think that we kind of got rushed in certain situations, and also I feel like I rushed myself in a lot of situations. So I think that as the game continues, we'll slow down, and then we'll be able to, figure things out. But, at the end of the day, I feel like this team is still headed in the right direction. We're more worried about ourselves more than anything. But as we continue to grow, I feel like we'll be just fine.
Things that they're adjusting to. Is there something that you think you're still adjusting to at this point?
Yeah, I feel like no matter how many pickup games you play, summer league, nothing can mimic the real NBA game. I feel like tonight was a good glimpse for me of just how physical and how good that teams are, especially a Thunder team that has some great perimeter defenders. So for me, I would just say the speed. I think that even though I'm trying to be aggressive, at some points I feel like there are times I can pick different spots to be aggressive and things like that. But yeah, just the speed for me for sure.
Trey, you talked about watching Jamal Murray before you got to the Nuggets, and obviously we just learned your story one for us. What has it been like being so close to them the past couple of weeks, and what have you learned from those two?
It's been great. Obviously, Russ is kind of my vet, so for me that's a big blessing. He's done it for so long. He's been through trials and tribulations of the league. Obviously, he's been an MVP and he's played at the highest level. So, for me to be able to learn from somebody like that every day in practice, he brings intensity. He brings everyday effort. Those are some of the things that I've learned from him. And Jamal, you just learn to stay even keeled the whole game. Jamal can go for 30 and then you'll look up and then not even know he has 30. But both of those guys bring different things to the table, and I'm just trying to, pick both of their brains and being able to, dissect what I can from those two.
With Russ being your vet, how do you watch him?
I watch him just very intently, even when he doesn't notice. I feel like the quickest way for somebody to learn is from somebody that's already doing something that you want to do. Obviously, I want to be in the NBA for a very long time and be able to play this game for as long as I can. So, just watching little things he does on and off the court, I feel like he's a great leader, and I feel like he's a great person to pay attention to on and off the court as well. So.
Trey, in college, you had Ryan and Steven kind of running the point for you. So when's the last time you played like point guard?
It's a good question. I played a little bit in college, because a lot of the time Mac wanted Steven to be, more of an off-ball threat because he could shoot the ball so well. And I played a lot in college. That was kind of the most of it. But I knew that in the summer that talking with Calvin and talking with Coach Malone that I was going to be running a lot more point if, at kind of that PG3 spot or whatever you want to call it. So for me, it's just kind of figuring out ways that I can, kind of play both the playmaker and the aggressor type of role when I am playing the one. And then, sometimes maybe I'm off of the ball and then that's kind of what I did in college for the most part. So, just kind of being able to play that combo guard situation and being able to use both of those to my advantage.
If you had a goal for this entire season, just looking at it from a large picture perspective, what's like one or two things that you want to make sure that you're doing to continue preparing yourself for the rest of your career?
I would say the biggest thing is just continue to get stronger and continuing to learn from guys in this league. Like I said, I have two guys in front of me that you can obviously take a lot from. So I think that my biggest thing is continue to grow and continue to be a sponge and just, soaking in everything and being a part of the moment. Biggest thing for me, the second thing that I would say is probably just continuing to work. I think that at the end of the day, just because you made it to the NBA, it's very much harder to stay in the NBA. So I think for me, it's continue to hone my skills, work on the things that I need to work on, that I know I need to get better at, and then, just kind of continuing to grow my game from there, just continuing to stay in the gym and working hard.
Anything else? All right. Thank you, Trey.
Appreciate it.
Thanks,
Appreciate
everybody.
you.
Yeah.
Julian, I know it's preseason and you guys are more just trying to work through things and get through stuff. When a game kind of falls out of it the way that it did tonight, what's kind of the first thing that you look inwardly at?
Just in terms of what we could do better, or in terms of what we're getting out of it.
Either individual or you, like just how you approach it.
I mean, obviously nobody likes losing in regards if it's preseason or not. We're trying to go out there with the intent to win, but I mean, when the games start to get out of hand, it's still an opportunity to work through everything and try and get ready for the regular season. So at the end of the day, after this next preseason game, we back to 0-0, and we just got to figure out a way to attack the regular season.
All of the feedback from your coaches and teammates, when we ask your coaches and teammates, they tell us they're telling you to be aggressive. Is that accurate? And how do you feel being aggressive unlocks your game?
Yeah, everybody's in my ear telling me to go for it, and especially on the offensive end, just like you said, just staying aggressive. So for me, it's definitely just finding the balance between being overly aggressive and playing within the system and trying to stay efficient. That's something that I struggled with my rookie year. So just trying to continue to improve with my efficiency and shot selection, as well as staying aggressive, because I know the team needs my scoring.
We talked to you a little bit about playing point guard before the last, or after the last game. When you're playing against a team like OKC that has really great perimeter defenders, just how does it change the style or the way that you're trying to attack it all?
Oh, I mean, for sure. I mean, they got some of the best on-ball defenders in the league, and some real physical defenders at that. So, obviously, it was a tough task. But, I mean, just trying to stay solid and not make the home run play. Obviously, there's a couple turnovers I like to have back, but I mean, that's why it's a preseason game, and I got the opportunity to go watch film and correct it.
Is it difficult for you to kind of switch gears in your mind of like, okay, I'm the primary ball handler right now, I need to help set up my teammates, versus, okay, when I'm playing off the ball, I have to be more aggressive and looking for my shot?
For sure. Just trying to find that balance, like I said, just between being ultra aggressive and also playing within the system. So when I'm on the ball, handling those point guard duties, just making sure that I can initiate some offense, as well as also hunt my shot, because I know that I'm still a threat to score.
Anybody in the bench unit in particular that you feel like you're developing chemistry with? I know we talked about your chemistry with Russ and his ability to find you. Just what else do you think is working right now for you?
I really like playing in the DHO with Dario. I feel like, me and him got good synergy just with, me being able to get to my floater or hit him in the short roll, and then he has the ability to put it on the deck, and he's such a strong finisher that he can usually muscle through and find an angle. So me and Dario play real well off each other to this point. But like I said the other day, I think this bench unit is just going to bring a lot of energy, and I'm really excited for what we can do.
You played with Trey during summer league. To see him go out and play tonight, especially against a team like that, what have been your impressions of what he can do in this league?
I mean, he's a hooper, Some people just got it, and they can, just roll the ball out, and they'll find a way to get things done. He's one of those guys. He's been in the gym all summer too. He's been right there with me. So just to see him flourish and have success on the NBA floor, I'm super happy for him.
What do you think his best skill is?
I'd probably just say, I feel like he's just slithery. He just finds his way to his spot, regardless of if there's a lot of chaos or a lot of bodies in the way, he just always finds a way, whether it's a mid-range or getting to the cup to get fouled. He got a knack for scoring.
Julian, you notice anything different about Zeke this year?
I mean, yeah, especially these last two games, it's a completely different approach. He just looks way more confident in this game. Obviously, the shooting has been amazing, but just his energy on both ends of the floor, whether he's, like I said, doing the right thing or the wrong thing, I mean, his energy's been so high, just making plays, blocking shots. So, I mean, I'm super happy with how Zeke's been playing too.
It's only preseason. You start 0-4, the fans get a little worried. What is a locker room like when you start 0-4 in preseason?
I mean, obviously, there's so many different configurations of dudes that are in and out, active or inactive. So, you never really know what that's going to be like. So, the locker room spirits are still high. We know that we got OKC coming up next Thursday, and that's when things really start to matter.
All right, thank you, Julian.
Yeah.
Thank you. Appreciate it.